Charles Atlas. He was a pretty cool dude. I just found out about him and like, man, you gotta hear this. He was the most developed man in the world. He literally won that title. His original name was Angelo Siciliano. He immigrated to America from Italy, and he was just like this scrawny kid who would get beat up all the time. So you know that whole like image of like a scrawny kid on the beach and like the beefy guy like kicking sand in his face and laughing at him? Yeah, this literally happened to him. Like he was 15 and he was like in front of a girl that was like, I guess he really liked, and some beefy lifeguard like came up and like kicked sand in his face. And so finally like, at 17 years old, he's like, no, I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to be like strong. For school trips and stuff, he was in New York and they went to like Brooklyn Museum, and he like saw the statues of these Greek gods and everything, particularly Hercules, and he was like, oh my gosh. And he asked the teacher, how do I look like them? And the teacher goes, oh, why don't you lift some weights? So he's like, oh, okay. So he started lifting weights, but he's like, wasn't getting anywhere. And so eventually he was actually at the Bronx Zoo. He pretty much saw this lion like stretching at the zoo, and he was like, how does he get so like fit? Like he doesn't go lift weights. There's no barbells at the zoo. Like, and then he was like, wait a minute. Like they must like pit your muscle against your muscle. Like when you like tense your muscles and you like move it, it's like pitting the tension of like weights or resistant bands, but like making you stronger. So you're basically your own muscles to work out your own muscles. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna start doing this. And he created this like workout program that he called Dynamic Tension. And it's really just a bunch of isometric exercises, and they're a little different than the isometric exercises that we do now. Like we think of it as like body weight, like push-ups and squats. Yes, it's that, but while you do that, you just like tense yourself. You hold the tension, and like you're doing a push-up and you just hold the tension, and from that you get results super fast, like super fast. And he went back to the beach and his friends were like, dude, what have you been doing? You look like Atlas holding up the world. And so from that he changed his name to Charles Atlas, because somehow Charlie was, I don't know if it was his nickname or something, Angelo, Charlie. So he created this exercise program and started like selling like mail ordered. Finally like people just like caught on and like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing, and it helped them. From artofmanliness.com, and I will also link that below. This is where I got most of the information from actually. But I love this. Live clean, think clean, and don't go to burlesque shows. Atlas was fond of saying. Living the clean life meant not only exercising regularly, but keeping your room tidy, getting fresh air, eating healthy food, and avoiding tobacco and alcohol. Which, by the way, he did. He was pretty awesome. He would like literally go to the bar. He would like try to convince his friend to get orange juice instead of like liquor or something. And this is like one of my favorite things, this whole paragraph. It was like the end of artofmanliness.com, like the article there. It says, as he grew older, he refused to let himself go because he knew young people looked up to him and he didn't want to be a hypocrite and a bad example. So he kept up his morning exercise routine, 50 knee bends, 100 sit-ups, and 300 push-ups. And at age 75, his measurements were almost identical to his measurements at age 30. He spent the last 2 years of his life reading his Bible and running on the beach, and died at age 79 in 1972. Like, what an amazing life. He wasn't just gonna like tell the world, oh, if you do these things you'll be fit and everything, and like you should be doing these things because you should be healthy and all these things. Like he wasn't gonna let it go. He was like gonna adhere to that, those values he had, like hold those values close. I think that's amazing that he was such like a good role model, and he still is. I'm really excited to try some of these dynamic tension exercises. I was looking it up, and I actually will put a video describing some of them that I found on YouTube. And I did find this one video of this guy who has like a shirt or a towel or something, and he does all these exercises like chest press, shoulder press, like, and with squats and stuff, like all this stuff, and you just hold your tension. I think you can just hold tension like doing whatever you do, any body weight exercises, push-ups, squats, just like really hold the tension. But I think you can hold tension actually anything you do in life. You can like lift weights, and if you're lifting weights with tension, like the weight already has tension, but if you're doing it with tension, like it'll just make you that much like more fit, that much stronger, that much faster. And you can do this with like, I don't know, whatever you're doing in life. Like honestly, like I don't know, opening a door, like can you imagine like people walking by and seeing you like opening a door and you're like I'm actually about to go try some dynamic tension with my friend. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and stay tuned for Friday's spiritual growth video.